Blake Cousins, and we're live on the radio taking your calls from around the world in regard to UFOs. We have a special guest tonight, Robert Bingham, the man who summons UFOs. We're also waiting for Preston Dennett, the man that's trying to get disclosure from the White House, and we're trying to get 25,000 signatures, along with Dr. John Ellis, a promoter for Third Phase of the Moon, and we're going to talk about what's coming up next in the future for us. So let's get right to it and take the first call. Hey, Robert, thanks for joining us. How you doing, Robert?
Yes, doing fine. And I'm glad you have your show. And that I can
well, we're here with the man that summons UFOs. Robert contacted Third Phase of the Moon approximately, early in 2012. He was introduced to us by a fella that was his neighbor who claimed that he knew of a person that could summon UFOs, and we got in contact with Robert Bingham himself, and it's been a journey, hasn't it, Robert?
Oh, it's been a journey. The last 10 months have been, I was amazed at all the things that we've done in 10 months. It's still an incredible journey, and it's getting more incredible all the time. Actually, today when I was working, 2 ships came to see me, and they were very high though, but they're always around me, and I just get, every time I see them, I get energized, so to speak.
Well, you have this ability, that you claim that you could summon them at will, and we proved and put you to the test, actually, to see if you really could do this. And, early on at Third Phase, we announced that you were going to start summoning UFOs for the public, and you're going to go public with your story, and you started to do these, displays of your power at Park Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles. And, people showed up, hundreds at a time at times, and, a lot of them left, came there skeptics and left there becoming true believers in UFOs, right?
That's the truth. A lot of people went over there to debunk me and became one of my biggest followers. Actually, should I tell you how it started, Blake? What happened is I just started to tell people to come over to the park because I work by the park, and I would show them what I did, and I didn't know they were going to bring 50 people. And after that, Mark got in touch with you, and then I realized, well, I'm going to put LA on the map as one of the UFO hotspots because it is the city of angels, and that's what I believe they are, that they're angels. And so that's how it all started, and actually I've been doing it for like about 13 years, about 10 years, 10 to 13 years.
Robert, we've sent our own cameraman on the scene when you were doing these summonings, and we actually captured UFOs in the skies with many eyewitnesses capturing the same thing with their video cameras. Joe Rodriguez was there capturing, doing his own investigation, trying to, debunk the whole situation. And, all these videos came in, they're posted up on Third Phase of the Moon, and you have, I think, 500,000 millions of views from around the world, and now you have your own YouTube channel called UFO Robert Bingham. Right.
And when it gets a little warmer out here, I'm going to do a lot more events. So I invite everybody to go there, and like I said, they'll be announced on UFO Robert Bingham. Just type out my name, Robert Bingham, on Google, and you would be. I would post the event on there. So whoever wants to come down, invite them all. If you're a skeptic or if you've never seen a UFO, this is the time to come. And
if there's there that want to see UFOs for themselves, I strongly urge them, if they live in the Los Angeles area, to subscribe to UFO Robert Bingham, because he will announce when he does these for the public, and it's free for everybody to show up and bring your cameras, and if you catch anything, we'd sure like to see it at Third Phase of the Moon as well. Hey, Robert, I want you to stick around. We're going to, don't go anywhere. We're just going to get to that next.
I'll be right here, Blake.
Okay, good. Welcome to Third Phase of the Moon. This is Blake Cousins. Who am I speaking with?
This is Bradford Blair.
Hey, Bradford, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good, good. So how long have you been following Third Phase of Moon?
I'd say about a year.
Have you seen any of Robert Bingham's videos that we've been talking about tonight?
Yeah. What I was wanting to call about was that I can talk to him too, but it's more like when I see him, it's not when I bring them. They choose, and it's also, I told them, my father was with me, and I said, are you ready to go? I was ready to go. They take me, whatever, and the thing came down, but it just zoomed back off. It didn't take us, and that's why. And it was two of them, so that's what really caught my ear when he said there was two of them. So.
Well, that's interesting. So, do you still see UFOs, in recent times, or is that one?
No, whenever I go outside, whenever I choose to go out, they're there.
So do you have any video equipment that you can use
I'm going to be doing that, sir. I'm going to be doing that. So I just want you to recognize my name so that when I post, you'll know.
Okay, so let's get your name again, and we got your number, yeah, and you definitely, for anybody who's captured anything amazing, it's pretty easy to get in touch with us at Third Phase of Moon. First place is you go to YouTube, Third Phase of Moon, and we have all the connections, our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Skype account links. And then, we look at everything that everybody sends to us. So we're definitely looking forward to, seeing some of that stuff come in.
But it's very true. That's why I'm saying I can get video equipment and take it. But it's not like when everybody's gathered. I don't videotape. Maybe that's why they like me, because I like to go have them take me or whatever they do. I don't like to brag
Robert
about
on the line. He has experience in these, and we have video.
But I'm on the phone with you. I'm on the phone with you, so time
go ahead
and things have changed.
Robert a question. So. Robert, do you have any advice about camera equipment? Do they seem shy of that sometimes when you're holding your video camera?
No, actually, I feel they want to be filmed, and they want to notify everybody that they're here. And my problem is I don't have the great equipment, but I do the best I can with what I have. But I think they're not afraid. They wouldn't show up if they were afraid of camera equipment. They wouldn't show up in L.A. But sometimes there's certain craft that they don't think that you should have pictures of, and they will prevent that from happening. But as far as taking him, I think maybe they felt he wasn't ready to go yet.
Or maybe they did. It was just a split second of time. It only takes, I believe it only takes a second of time to travel wherever in time. It only takes a split second. They can bring you back the same second they take you, they can bring you back. So it feels like you never left.
I just want to remind anybody that's listening to this radio show, they could call in live right now. And here's the number. It's 1-347-934-0378. And if we're not picking up the call as you call it, just hold on. We're going to get to everybody's questions and what they have to say here. So go ahead.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Preston.
Oh, Preston. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yes, doing great. Thanks for joining us here at Third Phase of Moon. Preston Dennett's been working really hard trying to get the word out, get disclosure from the White House. We're trying to get 25,000 signatures, and we just did an interview with you about a week ago, right?
Right, a couple of weeks ago. That's right, yeah. And I heard that Robert was going to be on, and I actually went down and to see Robert and watch him call down UFOs, and I have to say I was impressed. Stuff did show up. It didn't come close like I wanted it to, and the skeptic in me, the investigator in me, can't quite say that these were actual UFOs, but I certainly am a believer, and I, met certainly a lot of other people who've had this ability, and have been able to show me UFOs as well. So this is absolutely something that people are doing, across the United States and the world, and I think it's a really exciting development in UFO research, bringing it, down into the lab, so to speak. So this is a big deal too. I know that a lot of people don't take UFOs seriously, but if we were to end the cover-up, it could really change the world immensely. I mean, we could solve the economic crisis, the energy crisis, the environmental crisis by releasing this UFO technology that we do have in our possession. So it's a big deal, and it will affect people's lives. So they should take it seriously.
Did you see that the White House has suddenly changed their whole they brought up the numbers on this petition as far as now giving disclosure? At first it was 5,000. We're trying to get the 25,000 signatures. I think a couple days after we released this video trying to get the signatures, they just bumped it up to 100,000 plus.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's, each White House has had to deal with the UFO problem, and have in their own way. I remember Jimmy Carter, said he was going to release the files, and he never did. And it's a big, long story with each president, actually. So I don't know how the Obama administration is going to deal with it. I was hoping for, a little bit more openness, but we're really not seeing it. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, you've been doing a lot of work as far as trying to get the Bigelow Aerospace to come clean, or they're doing something. They're up to something, right?
Yep. This is another person who is in the know and kind of has access to this technology and knowledge that we don't have. That's not in the public arena, and I think it's time that this cover-up ends. I think it's a failure anyway. I mean, there are so many people coming out of the woodwork right now saying that we do have these saucers. Our military is working with the ETs. So there is a cover-up. It's still in place, but it's been a failure, and I don't think it can go on forever.
Hey, Preston, you wrote many books about ufology, and you've done a lot of investigation. Can you tell me why the main media really doesn't pick up on Robert Bingham's story and try and confirm it for themselves? At least show up to the park and see what's up, because this guy's doing this. He's had what kind of evidence do they need to prove? Wouldn't it be a story that the main media would jump on?
You would think so, but there is an active cover-up in the media of UFO information. There was a book by I forget his first name, Hansen is his last name. It's called The Missing Times. And he pretty much demonstrated right up and down the board that there is a media cover-up of really good UFO information. And despite that, UFO stories do make it into the media. There was a sighting over O'Hara Airport, the Stevensville, Texas sightings, the Phoenix Lights, of course. Once a year, about, I'd say, a huge UFO story does break. And, the evidence, I can't tell you why they're ignoring stories like this, like Robert's. They shouldn't, and I think that there's a lot of public interest in this, absolutely. And I don't know, we've got to basically, I think, socialize the conflict as more and more people become involved in this movement. I think we're going to see more and more attention paid to it and more funds devoted to it, and people are going to start taking it more seriously. UFOs are becoming mainstream, but it's very slow. And, speaking of that, this is, I think, why the UFOs don't come swooping down. They're really, really close. I mean, Robert's bringing them, and they're pretty far up there a lot of the time. Sometimes, I've seen some of his videos are remarkable. What I saw was interesting, but it wasn't enough to, totally destroy someone's belief system. So I think the UFOs kind of play a little game where they're coming close, but not too close, because they don't want to upset, society too much.
People might become disturbed, shocked, and people aren't still ready, possibly, for UFOs making their public performance.
Exactly.
Hey, we're going to take a call from 201 real quick. Who am I speaking with? Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Is this
Hi,
1111111?
John. How you doing?
Doing good.
I want to talk about the petitions again. Right now is the time for people to help, because they did raise the threshold. Initially, it started with 5,000 signatures, and Stephen Bassett was good at getting 12,000, so they had to respond. Some low-level staffer responded, and ended up being some BS statement. Then they raised the threshold to 25,000, and just like you said, a few days after you announced your video, when they saw a little bit of a threat, they raised it to 100,000. Now is the time that we need to get every believer, every person involved, to actually go on petitions.whitehouse.gov, find the petition, and just sign it. It takes 25 seconds of your time, and it could change history. History is in the making as we speak.
You're right. We got that threshold 2 days before they changed it. So if we don't do it now, it's going to be almost impossible to do it in the future, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because if it's difficult to get 25,000, imagine how much harder it's going to be to reach 100,000.
They're almost
and that's
making
where
it
stands now.
They're making it impossible for the American public to get any disclosure. They're just wanting to keep everything a secret from us and hiding everything from the public.
As Preston was saying earlier with regards to, our president, I too was very hopeful that he would finally do something. And now that he's in his, second term, which is his lame duck term, really, is he going to do anything at this point? We don't know. And he's not really the one in control, according to a lot of people. So what's to say it's going to happen? I'm losing my faith. If he didn't do it already in his first term, he hasn't given us any assurances of disclosure now, so I don't see anything happening. It's up to us. It's up to the people to force it. We have to do it. Just like you guys are broadcasting, your sightings that you receive from around the world. Robert's doing his events. And Preston's doing his research in his books. That's how it's going to happen.
John's nailing it right on the button. Dr. John Ellis has been trying to help Third Phase Moon getting the word out. You've helped us come across some amazing interviews, right?
Yes, and there's going to be more to come. We're going to reach all peaks of the corners of the globe. There's a lot of people around the world, a lot of people who don't necessarily have access to the media that we do, but they have access to internet, which gives them access to YouTube, and all of a sudden people are being aware of things that they've never once heard before. So this is a great opportunity to, expand the knowledge to everybody.
I want to ask you, John, what do you think that separates Third Phase of Moon from everybody else on YouTube in regards to UFOs?
Well, for starters, you guys are constantly on it. You're always putting something out there. You're always fresh in the news. You're always putting out a new video, and people know to give you the footage. And they know that you don't doctor the footage. They know that you guys don't make your own footage. You just receive the footage from people and you put it out there for people to decide. You guys are acting as unbiased journalists the way it should be. If the real media acted that way, then we wouldn't be in the position we're in. But this is what makes you guys the number one, UFO paranormal related station right now.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Robert.
Yes. You're absolutely correct. I'd like to thank you, Blake, for putting my stuff out there and getting people to see what I've been trying to do. My mission is to enlighten them to the fact that they are here and they are trying to help us transition into a new way of living without oil, without pollution, without nukes, and without all those things that we don't need,
The Anunnaki have been compared to the Transformers in many ways. Hey, John, it looks like you got a fan here in the chat room. Babette Bombshell says, "I love John."
Well, tell her to contact me anytime.
Well, it's pretty amazing having everybody on the show, and we're still got a few more minutes left. Robert, what future things are you going to be doing in 2013? Are you going to be bringing these things closer, changing locations, traveling a little bit, sharing your powers and getting around?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna. My next event will probably be in the beginning of February, and but I haven't made up my mind yet. I hope it gets, stays warm and I have better. I do better when it's clear and it's not cloudy. I might try doing it in a couple of different locations also. Probably the Rose Bowl or maybe somewhere else. But I know that these future events that I'm going to do are going to be a lot greater and a lot better than the stuff I have already did, which was great. Disclosure has to happen, and now's the time. It's going to change. I'm going to go into like a phase 2. This is a new year, and I invite again all the people and the skeptics to be there.
And we've been getting a lot of those here at Third Phase of Moon over the past few years. We just got one from our source, today out of Groom Lake, Nevada. Apparently he lives in Arizona. He gets to Groom Lake. We're really close to it, and he's capturing experimental aircraft flying. He has about a 50-second window of opportunity to capture these things because he's in this little cavern where, as it flies over whatever aircraft he's shooting, he's kind of blocked by mountains left to right. So he's got a really quick opportunity to shoot these things without being seen. He sent us some controversial footage over the past year, like we do at Third Phase of the Moon. We're looking at it. We don't see any kind of hoax of any kind. It looks very legit. We're going to put it out here tonight, and we're going to let the people decide, as usual, here at Third Phase of the Moon. That's what we do.
For the hilly part of Malibu, and they were red, and they were glowing really. They just appeared out of nowhere, and they were like in a flight formation, and then they just went out just like that. So I really couldn't tell you if they were UFOs, but what they did was very unusual. So I don't know. At nighttime, it's kind of hard.
Hey, Robert, I just have one quick question.
One quick question. We got about 1 minute left before we do the question. I want to thank Robert Bingham for joining us here at Third Phase of the Moon, and you keep up your hard work, what you're doing over there in Los Angeles. Okay, Robert?
Oh, I will do that. Thank you very much for letting me be on the show.
Hey, no problem. We'll have you back here in the future and let us know when you capture something. And Dr. John Ellis, thanks for your insight, and we got to get those petitions signed, right?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone, please sign.
Have you guys heard of the other guy that can summon UFOs called Prophet Yahweh?
Yes, Prophet Yahweh. He's kind of retired at the moment. We'd love to have him on the show if we could get it. Preston Dennett, thanks for all that you've been doing over here at Third Phase of the Moon. And if anybody out there has captured anything amazing, you could contact us via Skype or Facebook, Third Phase of the Moon. My name's Blake Cousins, and we'll see you again next time.